Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honourable Chief Guest N.K Premachandran MP and my beloved colleagues and the attendees from the various professional campus, welcome to MSM Proxylogue. MSM Mujahid Student Movement is a student wing of Kerala Nadutul Mujahideen. Profcon also is a unique professional student summit, has been conducting from the last 3 decades. Alhamdulillah, proudly MSM announced and conducting 27th Historical Professional Students Conference in Kollam, inshallah, January 12th to 14th. So, this is a great event and interaction with Honourable MP and the campus delegates about the current issues. So, I lovely hand over this mic to further discussion and interaction. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Sir, can you please explain, as a professional student, what should be our stand regarding the issue of Palestine?
The professionals, as have rightly pointed out, that they are also having expertise in their own respective field, have to think about the issue of Palestine. If you think about the issue of Palestine, we, the people of India, historically, from the time of Mahatma Gandhi onwards, we were all with the people of Palestine who were suffering, who were fighting for their birthland. But that was the position continued or persuaded by the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, Srimati Indira Gandhi, Sri Rajiv Gandhi, even at the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee and even up to Dr. Manmohan Singh. But quite unfortunate to note that the present government led by Sri Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of our country, have taken a unilateral stance so as to support the Israel government after the attack by the Hamas on 7th October. Even after 4 days from that attack also, unconditional support is being provided by the India government to the Israel government in the name of fight against global terrorism. But what is the history of Palestine if you examine from 1914 to 1918, the First World War, and during the time of Second World War, and after the Second World War, the first time when the Palestine is divided into 3, that is Palestine, Israel, and Jerusalem, as the international city Jerusalem under the auspicious leadership of United Nations. The Arab countries as well as India has taken a strong stand that this is not just and proper as far as the Palestinians are concerned. So from 1946, 1947 and 1948, when the nation is being formed in the year 1947, in the year 1948, since immemorial or since 1947-48 onwards, India took a very clear, strong, specific stand that the Palestinian people should be provided with a state of independent sovereign powers. A state should be provided. But unfortunately, that has not been provided. They are not being given absolute power. They are not being given the sovereignty. And the specific powers are not being provided to the people of Palestine. That is why the people of Palestine are fighting since long. And we were always supporting. India is the first non-Arab state has given support and recognized the Palestine Liberation Organization led by Sri Yasser Arafat as the legal representative to speak for and on behalf of the people of Palestine. That means PLO is first recognized. The country non-Arab state is none other than India. This is the political position which we have taken all the time during the time of voting, whether it is in the UN Security Council or in the General Assembly. India was always with the people of Palestine. We had a very good fraternal friendship with Yasser Arafat and PLO. But unfortunately, after October 7, during this war, during the time of this war, the Prime Minister of our country did take a unilateral stand to support Israel and ignoring all the stand which we have taken during all these years. This has never been discussed in Parliament. Such a policy deviation from the basic policy of the country has not been discussed anywhere. It is absolutely a unilateral decision taken by the Prime Minister, and declaring the position is quite unfortunate. That is to be objected by tooth and nail, because this is not the history and the tradition of Indian foreign policy. Indian foreign policy in respect of the Palestine issue is always with the people who are suffering, who are fighting for freedom, who are fighting for independence and sovereignty, and to have a separate state for the Palestinian people, to have their own birthland, their right to live in their birthland. That is a basic human right that has to be provided. Unfortunately, Israel is denying it. Absolute freedom and sovereignty has not been provided. So that is the reason by which India is always with the people of Palestine. The youth, the students, and the global community as a whole is now crying for the freedom and sovereignty of Palestine. And you see the hospitals in Gaza Strip, the shelter camps in Gaza Strips are being distracted by missiles and by bombing. It is against all the conventions and precedents and rules and regulations which are prevailing in a war front. So these are all against the UN resolutions, UN Security Council directions. So, but unfortunately, there is no stringent warning even from the United Nations or even from the United Nations Security Council. In such a situation now, according to the statistics, more than 13,000 people, now it is coming around 14,000 people have died, out of which 90% is the Palestinian people, out of which 60 to 70% of the people who have died in the recent war are women and children and old-aged people. See how can United Nations can be silent on this issue? See, bombing the hospitals, the shelters, and women and children, killing women and children unilaterally is never been heard of in a war front. So such a barbaric, inhuman approach taken by the Israel government has to be condemned at any length, has to be condemned. And definitely we have to stand with the people of Palestine. We have to declare the solidarity with the people of Palestine. That will give courage and that will give moral boost to them. Definitely now, all over the world, such movements are coming up. Definitely we have to join hands with those movements and to declare the solidarity so as to protect the basic human rights, basic human democratic rights of the people of the Palestine. That is a position to be taken by the people of India also.
Hi sir, myself Nihal. I'm studying in Electronics and Communication Engineering at TKM College of Engineering. Sir, my question is, can you share any advice you would give to professional students like us regarding their crucial role in the reconstruction of our nation?
See, I've already stated that the students and the youth are actually there. The important role is to participate in the nation building process. What is the nation building process means almost all the activities so as to have a strong nation. As far as India is concerned, now India is facing very severe challenges in respect of the secular aspect and the democratic aspects. The country is facing big challenges from the present government. So in such a situation, what is India is means India is the secular democratic republic, and the biggest democracy in the world is India. So the foundations of India is democracy, secularism, and the basic concept of our constitution. The constitution is under threat and under challenge. So the primary duty of the student community, the youth community, is to rebuild the nation. How? To reinstate the values of democracy and secularism. Because it is getting adversely affected. It is being challenged. It is being threatened. You see, if you examine the present government and its activities throughout the last 9 years, it is very clear that almost all the constitutional institutions are under the control of the executive of the government, the Election Commission of India, to an extent the judiciary, and almost Finance Commission. Almost all the constitutional organizations are becoming the organs of the government. Then means there is no separation of judiciary, there is no separation of executive, nothing is there. That is why I am saying the basic features of the constitution is under threat, under challenge. So we have to rebuild the nation by reinstating the values of the constitutional democracy and the secularism envisaged in the constitution. That is the prime responsibility of the student community at this stage, especially when the country, our nation, is facing big challenges as far as secularism and democracy is concerned.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your views on Palestine issue and enlightening us about our roles as professional students in the nation building process. And I invite professional students all over the world to the 27th Professional Students International Conference Profcon held at Kollam in 2024, January 12, 13 and 14. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.